welcome back to my channel. Now today's video is inspired by a comment that somebody left on a previous video about this style of handbag. So this style of bag I've actually got in 3 colours now. I brought the first one in December. I brought the second one I think in January, end of Jan maybe, or maybe early Feb, and then I brought the third one in March. So yeah, I probably need to slow down slightly, but because I have brought 3 of these bags in pretty much 3 or 4 months, I thought I would share what I love about these bags and also do a bit more of an in-depth review just for anyone else who's looking to purchase one of these bags. And the bags I'm talking about are from Studio by Charlotte, which is probably no surprise because if you're a viewer of this channel and you've watched my previous videos, you'd have seen how much I talk about these bags in things like my monthly favourites or new in my wardrobe. So yes, this is the newest one. This is Frances. She is different to my first 2 in the sense that this is more of a kind of harder grained leather. Whereas the other 2 are box leathers. I'll obviously show those. She's also obviously in this absolutely stunning tan colour. We have the contrast stitching up the side and we obviously have the gold details. And yeah, I absolutely love this bag. I'm obsessed. But let me show you the bag that I guess started the obsession. And that is the Gaia bag. She's obviously in this stunning Merlot colour. She's in a box leather, so she's a lot smoother. She still has the gold hardware, still has the same kind of design and shape. But yeah, this is the bag that started the obsession. I saw this bag, I want to say in December time. I'd seen other creators post about this bag, managed to track the bag down, saw she was on pre-order, put my pre-order in, knowing it wouldn't arrive before Christmas. There was a real slim chance that she would arrive before Christmas, and she didn't. She arrived in January, and it was love at first sight when I unboxed her. I absolutely love the burgundy colour. Obviously that colour is quite a dark colour, so she really suited kind of more of the winter time. But I also think this colour is such a classic that I think I can probably style her throughout the whole year. So about a month after I received the Gaia bag, I saw that the Meredith bag was about to drop, which is the same box leather, but in black, in noir, and still with the gold hardware. Again, this is such a classic colour for me. Again, I think this is more obviously winter colours, but I just think a black is such a classic. You really can't go wrong. So I did think that after purchasing the 2 bags, I'd probably be done for a while. While they're not at the price point of some of my bags, specifically this one, they definitely are considered purchases. If you remember back at the start of 2025, when I did my kind of in and outs video, I spoke about the fact that I definitely wanted to be more mindful with my spending this year, which means that, yeah, I'm absolutely not walking into Louis Vuitton and buying a handbag. But I also just want to make sure that the purchases that I'm making are kind of purchases that are going to last me a long time and purchases that are going to last. Trying to really move away from more trend-led purchases by going for more kind of classic investment pieces. And I feel like this bag and this one definitely fit the bill. But yes, having purchased 2 bags in 2 months, I was telling myself that I really needed to slow down. But then the Frances was launched and that just went out the window because I lost all form of willpower and self-control and immediately added her to my basket in a pre-order, knowing that she would arrive by the time I got back off my holiday to Portugal in March. And I have not regretted this decision. I'm slightly worried at what colours might be coming next, only because, yeah, I can't let this be a monthly habit where every month, or it feels like every month, I'm splurging on another Studio by Charlotte handbag. As beautiful as they are, I've got so many other things I need to be doing with my money at the moment, and buying 3 handbags was definitely not on my bingo card for 2025, but we're just moving with it because I keep reminding myself these are timeless investment pieces. These are really considered purchases. These are such classics, and the tan is just perfect for spring, summer. So let's talk a little bit about the packaging of what the bag arrives in. Each one comes with its own dust bag, which I just really love because who doesn't love a dust bag for their bag? So aside from the dust bag, the packaging itself is absolutely stunning. You can tell a lot of thought and love has gone into that, which I just really appreciate. So let's talk about accessories specifically for the Frances bag. Now, all 3 bags come with one of these, which I guess is just like, you've got the lock, you've got the little key, this little pouch here, and it usually goes around the handle like that, just as a little bit of a decorative piece. I personally have removed mine. I just prefer my bag to look a little bit clearer. I know I'm saying that, and last week I shared with you the amount of bag charms that I've got on one of my bags, but for these bags, I just prefer them a little bit cleaner. So I personally don't keep these on the bag. I take these off and kind of put them separately, just so that, yeah, she looks a little bit more classic. So the Frances also comes with this shoulder strap. This is also in the grey leather. It's got the contrast stitching, and it's just got these really easy to use little clips that can just clip into the side here. So the shoulder strap just clips on here. It's a great length if you want to wear the bag on the shoulder. Equally, you can obviously still hold it top handle, and the strap can just be kind of dangling behind. Again, I think that adds a little bit of interest, and I quite like it. The accessories with the Frances are slightly different to the Gaia and the Meredith. I'll show you what they come with. All 4 bags come with these little feet, which I just really love, the fact that you can just stand the bag up and it doesn't really move. On the inside of the bag, we have one big pouch here, and then we have a zipped pocket at the back as well. I find that these are actually pretty roomy, and you can actually fit quite a lot of stuff in here. What I also love is that all the bags come with these protective stickers on, most of which I've kept on because I haven't really got around to taking them off. And I'm also not in a massive rush to take them off just yet. You can't really see them, and I just feel like it's helping to protect the metal on the front there. Obviously, when it comes to styling the handbag, you can leave it open like so. I find this is actually quite easy if you're going out and about, because you can just easily reach in and grab what you need. You can also obviously do her up and let her little like arms free, if you will, or you could do them all up together. This is how I tend to store it with everything done up, just so that there's no kind of sagging of the leather, or the leather's not getting pushed into an odd position. I just find it keeps it nice, neat, and also just looking perfect. So moving on to the Gaia, my first one. Again, it comes with a dust bag. This is slightly different to the newer Frances ones. I don't know if she's changed up the dust bags that are used, but yeah, this is more of like a material one, whereas that felt a little bit more linen and maybe a little bit more luxurious. The bag also came with this little felt protector, which kind of went across the top to protect the hardware. The Frances did come with this. I just don't know where it is. So I also don't use this. I probably should. But I haven't put this back on since I took it off the bag when I unboxed it. Like the Gaia, this also comes with a longer strap. This one I find I can wear slightly across body, but you could also put this on the shoulder as well. Again, you just attach it by clipping these onto the handle. And the Gaia bag also comes with this chunkier shoulder strap, which again, you just clip on. Both straps come in the same Merlot coloured, the same kind of box leather, so everything matches together. Again though, like the Frances, I tend to just hold her by the top handle. I don't tend to use her with the straps, and I don't use her with the little keychain either that comes with it. What I tend to do is keep her like this, and in fact I do usually wear her slightly open just so that she's easy to get into. On the inside, she actually has 2 pockets at the front here, and then the zipped pocket at the back. Again, I find she's pretty much the same size as the Frances, so I find that she is pretty roomy. You can fit a lot in while not affecting the shape of the bag. And then moving on to the Meredith bag. Again, the dust bag is the same as the Gaia. This could just be because they're the same size, whereas I think the Frances is ever so slightly taller. But again, a really nice cloth dust bag. Again, like all of them, it did come with this little lock and key thing. I can't find the burgundy one or the black one. Definitely know it came with it though, but as with all the others, I've taken them off. And then I've not even taken these off. This is how the straps come. They come beautifully kind of put together with a little bow on the top. Again, this has the thicker shoulder strap and also the thinner, if you want to do it across body or equally on the shoulder as well. Again, both of these just clip onto the handle, and both of these are in the same matching shiny box black leather. So I think you can tell that I'm definitely a fan of the Studio by Charlotte bags. I think for the price point, they are outstanding quality. They're all definitely mid-range bags. They're kind of sitting at that like $200 to $400 price point. But for the leather, I think these are amazing. Obviously, these kind of more box leathers are perfect for winter, and I think the slightly heavier grain is better for spring, summer. But overall, I think you could wear these bags at any time of the year. I obviously really appreciate this style. I think this is such a classic shape. It's a classic design. It's also in classic colours that I think these are the kind of bags that are just going to stay in your wardrobe for a lifetime. In terms of what colours I'd like to see next, I would love to see this style of bag in this kind of grained leather in either a cream or maybe a white. I think white could be a bit too harsh, so maybe a cream. I'd also love to see it in a dark green. I think this dark green with the gold would just look phenomenal. But as I've said, I think my bank balance would really like it if I was to stop purchasing Studio by Charlotte bags. They did also do a couple of bags that weren't quite as big as this. So they did it in slightly more of a half size. So definitely more of like an evening clutch style. I think they did that in the black and in the tan as well. I personally prefer this shape and size. I think this is a great kind of everyday size handbag. Although I think the smaller ones would obviously be better for kind of more evening or when you just need to take a couple of bits with you. I just really like this size particularly. These are all 25 centimeter bags. And yeah, this is the size that I'm gonna probably continue buying. So that's it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. As per usual, any love would be much appreciated. So don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and all that good stuff. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.